Hello, 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 hello. We are so excited to come together and bring you this podcast. That's the thing on Radio Azim Premji University. This is a podcast to explore things, objects that we think are Indian, but are they really Indian? There's three of us who do a bunch of research supported by the good folks at Radio Azim Premji University. So, let's kick off the show with our first episode of That's the Thing.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
My friends Atharva and Kavya are with me on this podcast. Atharva, you go first.
Hello, Jimmy. So the auto's journey, it starts way back, all right, in 1869 in Japan with a man called Izumi Yosuke.
Okay.
Now this fellow, he was really inspired by horse carriages. He said, घोड़े क्या ये इंसान भी ये चीज कर सकते हैं. So basically he proposed the idea of human powered rickshaws, which were called jinrikishas, where the modern word rickshaw comes from. And then the Germans came into the mix. They were like, walking and jogging and all for us is too much. We'll invent a motor to do the work for us, right?
Okay.
So they came up with the Benz patent motor car. Right now, this Benz patent motor car is the granddaddy of all cars and auto rickshaws. So the reason is because this first prototype of a car was three-wheeled, just like most auto rickshaws are now. It had 3 wheels, 2 seats, and a very tiny engine. And it was the first engine-powered car.
Wow.
Then came the Mazda Go in the 1930s. So basically, this same company that makes these super sleek Mazda cars today also made these cute little Chotu-sa 3-wheelers to transport goods. These Mazda Go's, they were buzzing around Japan like bees. They were one of the most popular forms of transport for goods in that country at that point.
Okay, wait. So you said bees. Can the both of you tell me what a bee is in Italian?
An insect.
Oh, that's
even in Italian, the bee is still an insect.
Ayo, Rama.
The bee goes, bzz.
All right, can I? Okay, what
okay.
you missed was Atharva's hand gestures,
Yeah, she's
trying
doing
to
the-
signal
Yeah,
Italian
doing the
to us.
Godfather thing. Yeah.
Okay, so basically the bee in Italian is ape.
Wait. Isn't
Exactly.
it ape?
No, it's not. It is a little accent on top of the E.
I always pronounce it ape.
Yeah, so ape, you may have seen that word before on the back of an auto rickshaw. And that is where the Italian connection to the auto rickshaw begins. So there's this man, Corradino Dascagno. He's the person who invented the Vespa. And he's also the guy who gave us the Piaggio Ape. Ape is bee in Italian
Why did he call it the bee?
because it made this little buzzing sound while it moved everywhere, which is so cute.
Atharva, can you do that buzzing sound for a second? Yes. Imagine many of those. Yeah. Okay, so quick diversion. Vehicles named after animals, insects, or birds.
Oh,
Let's go.
interestingly, she just named one. So Vespa, the word Vespa is Italian for wasp.
Oh,
There's
that's
some obsession with insects that make
The
terrifying
bzzz.
sounds.
And now I'm also making the hand action.
Right, and Kavya guesses any...
Do I know any others?
Yes.
I can't think of a single one right now. It's like I've never seen
Fancy car,
a fancy car. That's-
animal logo.
A Mustang.
Oh, wait, you said animals, not insects. Oh.
Animals, insects,
I
birds.
was thinking very niche. No,
Okay.
yeah, jaguars.
That's
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Alright. Little bit I'm feeling like dhoka has happened, okay? क्योंकि मैंने सोचा था कि the auto was hardcore Indian. We are in the 1900s और अभी भी no auto in India. This is dhoka, Atharva.
Fully dhoka, bro. But autos did come to India, and after they came to India, we made it completely our own.
So this was when?
Autos came to India in the 1950s.
Azadi ke baad.
Yes.
So, so many of like our freedom fighters and people in our history textbooks and stuff just never saw an auto.
So it was our freedom fighters, in fact, who first introduced the auto rickshaw to India. And they were also responsible for naming it and calling it the auto rickshaw. There's a very interesting story.
All right.
So, in February 1947, there was a session of the Bombay's Legislative Assembly happening, where a member raised the inhuman conditions of rickshaw pullers.
Okay, so
across
those
the country.
the people pulling the rickshaws.
The jinrikishas.
The
yeah.
jinrikishas.
The jinrikishas, right? And Morarji Desai, who was then the Home Minister of Bombay Province, suggested that cycle rickshaws be discontinued. right?
Oh.
But that suggestion by itself wouldn't fly, right? You have to give an alternative to the cycle
yeah,
rickshaw.
Of course.
So another freedom fighter, his name was Navalmal Kundalmal Firodia.
Mhm.
This guy, he saw an opportunity to provide a low-cost public transport to the country. And this image of a three-wheeler goods carrier by Italy's Piaggio, he saw a picture of it in a newspaper in India and he was like, wow, this is an amazing idea. He went to Italy, studied its designs, came back and partnered with Jaya Hind Industries and set up a company called the Bacharaj Trading Corporation. Bacharaj, which today is known as Bajaj Auto.
Oh, cool.
Whoa.
And to replicate, so the image that he saw, right, of the vehicle, he replicated it and created it in India, manufactured it, presented it, demonstrated it to Nehru in the assembly in 1948. And post that, within a few years, autos were prevalent around India.
Basically, Bajaj took the Italian design, added some Indian tadka, and tada,
Tada.
the Bajaj auto rickshaw became the Rani of our streets.
That's absolutely right. And this freedom fighter, Firodia, he was not just responsible for bringing this vehicle into our country, but he also converted this idea to a passenger vehicle and he named it the auto rickshaw. Before
Firodia
that,
Saab, salam. The auto on the streets today is the same as it was that auto.
so the basic design is the same. It hasn't changed a lot. All TVS did was they saw this one issue that the auto drivers were facing. There was this one lever for reversing that they had to do. They removed out the lever. They made it completely like slightly automatic post the 1970s.
Yeah.
So that it is less effort for the auto rickshaws to reverse and kind of maneuver the auto.
I remember that lever.
Wait,
That-
you've
which-
seen?
Yes, I've seen that. Which kind of gives away my age, doesn't it? Yeah, these autos also had that really clunky feature to start it, right? I don't know whether you've seen it, but I have seen it. There was this huge rod near the left foot.
Okay.
So auto start करने के लिए नीचे झुकना पड़ता था. Then you have to pick it up and pull it up. Like it's almost like a crank, and you have to do it about 2 or 3 times before the auto started. Now that's almost disappeared.
So that change again was also made by TVS
Oh.
in 2008. So they added the electric start button to make their lives a little bit easier.
So TVS really saved many people from chronic back problems. They should just expand TVS to something like total vertebral support or something like that.
Tension vanishing solution.
Sweet.
We have the e-rickshaw, the electric auto rickshaw, and it's so quiet, it's eco-friendly, it's just zippy, and India's leading the charge.
Oh, good.
See what I did there?
Nice, nice,
India's
nice.
leading the charge in adopting these green machines. There's over 1.5 million e-rickshaws in India. It's the largest e-rickshaw fleet in the world.
Okay, can I tell you a great story about the e-rickshaw? So there's this guy named Vijay Kapoor from IIT, Delhi. Okay. And Chandni Chowk mein tha. He was in a cycle rickshaw and he saw how difficult it was for the man to do this. Similarly, like you said, inhuman conditions and all of that. So he decided to do something about it. He said, isko paise banana chahiye aur itna fight bhi nahi marna chahiye. So he developed the e-rickshaw and then Indian Jugaad happened. The e-rickshaw's chassis was breaking often. Can you make a guess why? Think about Indian Jugaad.
Ooh, I think it is people carrying like bananas and gas cylinder on top. Have you guys seen this?
Yes.
I was in the auto like 3 days ago and the auto next to me is just having steel pipes on top.
Okay, it's close. It's close. It's very close. In fact, any other guess?
I feel like it's because in India we treat auto rickshaws like clown cars. We stuff them to the maximum capacity. We are like 8 लोग हैं, एक रिक्शा में चले जाएंगे.
Correct. So that's exactly what happened. If it was a 2-seater, they'd seat 4. If it was a 4-seater, they'd seat 6. Also, there was another problem. Batteries were not available that easily. So they had to import the know-how. And after all of that, people still weren't willing to buy it. So this is what he did, Vijay Kapoor. He used to take his granddaughter to school every day in the e-rickshaw to advertise it.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
8 months later, an old lady bought one for her son and didn't even pay in full. But he said, "Theek hai, le lo." Few months later, she bought 6 more from him. So he's pretty much the father of the e-rickshaw in India to the future. And future cannot be spelled without the E.
Wow.
Thank you. So Kavya, Atharva, you travel a lot in autos, don't you?
That's right.
Too young to get a license or too scared?
Whoa. I have.
Jimmy so old.
answer, answer.
Wait, I have a license.
Really?
I just prefer to take public transport.
Oh.
Also, I'm a bit scared of driving in Bangalore city.
Option two. Atharva?
Same, Jimmy. Like, I don't have a license. Fun fact for our listeners, not so fun for me. I have failed the two-wheeler license test twice now.
Oh my
So
god.
I've just stopped attempting it. I have decided driving is not for me. I need to get in a place in life where I can afford a driver in the future. Because driving is not something that I'll be able to do. So it just makes me very, very anxious. And plus, with the kind of traffic Bangalore has, I can't even begin to attempt driving on the roads.
So you sit in your auto while someone drives and you mindlessly scroll on Instagram, don't you?
Not mindlessly, Jimmy. Mindfully.
Mindfully
scrolling on Instagram.
Tell me how you do that.
I consciously look at each post that I'm liking.
Consciously.
Consciously.
No, that is where Atharva and I are researching this podcast.
That's
okay.
Oh, right.
You
So
should
that's
be
a-
grateful we're
Yes,
taking
that's
autos.
correct. That's correct. Acha, doesn't it bother you to bargain with the auto wallahs? I mean, I remember when I was working in Chennai, okay, this was my first job, and for the first 8 months, I used to take the bus or the autos, and it was such a pain. Like for 2 kilometers, they'd say, Noor Ruwa. I'm like, Noor Ruwa, 2 kilometer. I'd be like, what is wrong with you? They never put the meter there, man.
Yeah. But I think that's different now. Obviously, it's not like how it was when you were in Chennai.
Yes.
Yeah, Jimmy's
So old.
Jimmy's so old. He was using autos before there were ride-hailing apps.
That's correct. And you know, one of my favorite ride-hailing apps is now the Namma Yatri.
Oh my
I-
god, I'm
because-
obsessed
Yes.
with Namayatri.
Because it was made by the Auto Drivers Union in Bangalore. They felt they were being exploited by the big ride-hailing
Yeah.
companies. And I don't know, there's this joy when I make the payment directly to the driver and not via the app.
Yeah.
Goes directly into their account, not to the company. It's just very happy.
Yeah,
That's true.
and now Namayatri is moving into other cities, into other
Yeah.
parts of the world. Yeah.
Namayatri has spread across India too. They are now in over 10 cities in India. And so, fun fact, if you have the Namayatri app, you can go to the dashboard and check out the stats for each city. And see how many autos they have over there running in each area. It's amazing. It's like a data person's paradise.
Yeah, they have. I was looking at their dashboard. It says 5 lakh registered drivers, and I love this statistic: 763.5 crores earned by auto drivers directly into their
Nice.
account.
I
And
love it.
whenever you're listening to this, this number will keep changing. So fun for you to go look at it and become a data geek like us. And what I'm so excited about is like cabs getting on Namayatri.
Yes,
that's
That's been fantastic. And they're in talks with taxi driver unions in like New York City. And you know, this problem with ride-hailing services, the problems are universal all around the world.
That's true.
Auto driver unions and taxi driver unions have been navigating how to deal with apps. Good luck, Namayatri. Hopefully, they will also be Nimayatri.
Come on, India. Come on, Bangalore. Let's go.
Autos are used as canvases by artists all over the world, even by the drivers themselves, of course. But just artists wanting to put it out there. Oh, by the way, when I say all over the world, what I mean is that auto rickshaws are literally everywhere. Asia, Africa, Latin America, you got it.
Yeah, it's like the Malayali, right? I mean, the standing joke is that wherever you go in the world, you'll find a Malayali.
Should we check with our producers if that joke is allowed or
Listen,
not?
It wouldn't be allowed if you or Atharva said it. Pakshan, yahan pagdi Malayaliya. So I can. That sentence meant I am half a Malayali, so I am allowed to make that joke.
Sari, purinjichu.
Oh.
Still, since on the subject of local languages, there are some really cute names for autos around the world. In Thailand, they're called tuk-tuks.
Yeah, they're practically celebrities in Thailand, right? Like people take selfies and all with them.
Yeah. Just like that, in the Philippines, you can take a jeepney selfie.
What's a jeepney?
So a jeepney is like this popular kind of public transport, and it's exactly like it says. It's a little modified jeep. Okay, and in the 1964 World Fair, the jeepney was the Philippines' national symbol.
Do we have a national vehicle?
I don't think we have a national vehicle, but I think we should take this opportunity to try and figure out a national vehicle for us.
There is one obvious one based on this conversation.
Yes. Atharva, you think
Any-
differently? Are you thinking about a two-wheeler that you haven't got a license for yet?
It
Ouch.
can't be. I would nominate like BMTC bus for national vehicle. I take the bus a lot.
BMTC, let's just expand it. What does it say?
Bangalore Metropolitan Transport Corporation.
How it can be national vehicle?
Oh, that's
What-
true. What about public bus in
Bus
general?
means
Jimmy,
Why
bus
you do
in
like that?
general. Bus in general.
No,
Okay,
auto.
listeners.
I'm voting for auto. Petition to make the auto rickshaw a national vehicle.
Okay.
Done.
Listeners,
One-
if you think it's a bus, please leave in comments.
Leave in comments, yes, please. Public transport that is sustainable.
Public transport that's free for women in Karnataka.
Fine. It's just ganging up on me.
The other things, of course, we say Rick all the time.
Yes,
I
that's
mean,
correct.
auto rickshaw. Yeah. And in Bangladesh, they have another one which I think I'm going to be adopting. It's called Baby Taxi.
Aww.
That is the
Baby
cutest.
Taxi.
Baby taxi for national vehicle.
Yes.
Baby taxi.
Baby taxi. Not the auto rickshaw.
And Pakistan, funny enough, it's called Chand Gari.
Oh.
And in Nigeria, it's called Keke Napeps.
Oh. And in Italy, Tuxi. Tuxi.
Oh, yeah, taxi.
Oh,
tuk-tuk. Oh, nice.
okay.
Like a baby taxi.
Yeah, baby taxi.
Fun fact, I used to call my daughter Tuxi when she was a baby.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like it. One of the biggest variants of auto. When I say biggest, I literally mean biggest.
What
So
is it called?
Called a chakda. Alright, and it is mainly found in Gujarat
I see.
and Rajasthan areas.
Okay.
And a chakda basically it seats up to 8 people
Okay.
legally.
Legally or legally. Right. Okay.
So there's
But-
25 people in there.
And I was taking this chakda. I was traveling from Gandhinagar back to Ahmedabad. And my misfortune or fortune, in hindsight, this was one of the most jing bang chakdas, auto rickshaws that I've seen. Right?
When you say jing bang, you mean what?
Jing bang means it has 2 huge subwoofers.
Oh, like
It
that.
had a whole chutney of lights, and it was hooked to the speakers in a way that the lights changed according to the song that was playing.
Oh, so
Oh
Right?
my
trippy.
God,
it was
that's so
very, very
cool.
trippy.
So trippy.
And this chakra, which could officially seat 8 people, had 15 people already in
Yeah,
it.
makes
Right?
sense.
And I was the 16th person. Remember how I said clown car?
Yeah.
Basically a clown car. And I told him कि भाई मुझे 2 kilometer आगे जाने का है, please बिठा दो. And he was like, okay, fine, you go sit off at the back. And I sat off, and it was one of the most thrilling auto rides, right, of my life. I was hanging off like one rod sticking out of the chakra. There was Tera Surur playing top 10 Himesh
Oh,
Reshamya
nice.
songs.
How much of your
blasting.
body was outside?
90%.
Okay.
And then this guy, look at him. He had the real estate inside this chakra. He had put up shelves and put up photos on those shelves, his different varieties of items, some bottles for the people, water bottles and all. And it was very cute. I don't know how he found the space to go. And the only thing distracting from my anxiety was Himesh going, "Ooh," blasting from the subwoofers. And I wasn't very happy at the end of the ride. My pockets were, because it was just $15.
Oh my
And
God.
it was like, see, this is a rickshaw functioning as a bus.
Right.
Which I
Yeah.
really love.
This is the national vehicle.
The chakra.
It's the rickshaw
it's-
meets
this is
the
the
bus.
bus. Okay,
There
fine,
we
fine.
go.
I have a question for Atharva. Atharva, if Shah Rukh Khan were traveling in this auto, which song would he be singing?
Oh no. I'm
In this
so
chakra.
afraid. I know exactly where
Chala
this is.
chakada, 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 chakada.
Oh, that's a
no,
good one.
No,
Okay.
no.
Chakra. Oh, Chakra, India.
Right there.
We've
Right
been
there.
friends for way too
Well
long.
done, Kavya,
I
well
saw
done.
that joke from like
Convergence.
Gandhinagar to Ahmedabad away. I saw that joke. I love these little modifications that auto drivers make to make people feel more comfortable.
Yeah, there have been other modifications as well. So there is this young architect from Tamil Nadu I was reading about. His name is Arun Prabhu.
Okay.
And he built a portable home on top of an auto rickshaw.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's probably the first of its kind in India. And I spoke to him about it. When you made this 36 square feet house, what were the features that you had in mind?
So the main idea behind the 6x6 feet is like this is the smallest vehicle available in India right now. So as a whole, so that's the idea behind it. Came up with the size of 6x6 feet. It has a living room, it has a bedroom, like space for the bed for one person to sleep. There is a working area, and then there is a kitchen. There is even a bathtub for bathing, and also there is a toilet space. Moreover, apart from all these are like self-sustaining. I mean, there is a solar panel with 600 watt capacity and a 2 liter water tank. So basically, all the amenities that will be there in the residential typology, everything is there in this particular unit. The entire idea behind this particular project is to demonstrate the power of the small spaces, especially because in India, there are a lot of people living in spaces lesser than the prison cells actually.
Right.
But there is not much awareness to how to utilize that space very well.
Right.
Because even if the space is small, they can utilize it very well. So moreover, in terms of hygiene, in terms of structure, everything can be like utilized well. So that's the idea I want to put forth through this particular project. If all these amenities can be put forth in just 6 by 6 feet, even if it's 10 by 10, 100 square feet, we can do a lot more, right?
Yeah.
Because in some condition, there are a lot of people who have kind of a good amount of space, but they don't have even a good facility for toilet. So the hygienic conditions will be like very poor. So this project is mainly about like to demonstrate the power of small space and to bring in some awareness of small scale architecture in India especially.
So basically, Jimmy, this auto would have had more carpet area than the average house in Bombay. Right?
Should we check with the producer if we are allowed to make that joke?
Take pot shots on other cities.
I was thinking there's so many times that you see this happening, this way that autos are used like this.
Right.
Like, for example, one of the ones that keeps happening is healthcare. And it makes perfect sense.
Like
mobile
mobile clinics,
traveling vaccination points, health screenings. Because the auto can go to places.
Many places. True.
Right? Instead of people coming
That's true.
into the hospital.
Interestingly, even in Nairobi, so they have implemented this concept called tuk-tuk clinics, which basically, again, like you said, mobile clinics, and they offer services like HIV testing, counseling, and distribution of contraceptives.
Closer home in Bangladesh also, during the COVID-19 pandemic, autos were repurposed to deliver healthcare services and medicines to people in quarantine.
Oh my
Amazing.
God. It's baby taxi, but baby ambulance.
Okay, so apart from this, it is also a movie star, including in a James Bond film. So I really think that kind of nails it. National Vehicle Auto Petition revived again.
You are feeling James Bond is national movie.
No. The fact that it featured in a James Bond movie has got some prestige and honor. That's what I meant about. And that the film was Octopussy. It was shot in Udaipur.
Okay.
And autos were used in a chase sequence.
Okay.
Quiz question. Who do you think was the driver? He was a tennis star at that time.
Tennis star.
Well, I don't know anything about tennis, so Atharva, you're going to have to take this
No
one.
sport at all for you.
No sport.
At all for
It's
me.
hard to understand sport. We will
Okay.
discuss this on a
offline.
separate...
Atharva, come on, try with your quizzing ability.
I genuinely don't know, Jimmy. Like,
Have you heard of the Amrit Raj brothers?
not at all. Athar was so young.
So Vijay Amritraj was the auto driver, and you know it was insane because he does a wheelie in the auto. He jumps over a camel apparently.
Oh, wait, so wait, no stuntman? Like he's doing this?
he's doing this, and the auto was modified to be able to
That's
do
so
all of this.
cool.
Here's the best part.
Okay.
So there's this chase sequence, there's gunfighting
Yeah,
happening.
sure.
This is in Udaipur. A local entered the scene just randomly on his cycle, and he didn't seem to think anything was off.
Oh,
It's like, this is a normal day in my life in Udaipur.
oh my God, I love that.
So it seems like 80s seems like a great time to be an auto in cinema.
Yeah, and I feel like I have a much better reason for us to have National Vehicle Auto
Any reason's good for me. Go for it.
because of Auto Raja. 1980. Now, Auto Raja, no Kannadigas need any introductions to this movie.
True. Shankar
And
Nag.
that is why you will still see pictures of Auto Raja on so many autos and the dialogues from the films. And it gave it a certain real dignity of labor, no? Like, that's the power of representation. Like, you see someone like yourself, you see someone like the people you engage with every day. I'm obsessed.
And then in the 90s, Rajinikanth thought it was time to give the world an auto movie. Then came Basha.
Okay, guys. So I am queen of the rabbit hole. I fell into a research rabbit hole working on this segment, and I need to give you guys a heavy connect.
Okay, go
So
for it.
Bashala ஒரு பாட்டு இருக்கு. Have you heard Jim? It's your generation. Have you heard Style தான்?
Ama, style da.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, hold on one
Super style da.
second.
Yes.
We're going to give the opening one listen. Atharva, you've never heard of this, right?
No.
Okay. We're going to give the opening one listen and tell me what you think.
My God, bro, this is a James Bond theme.
Exactly.
Inspired by the James Bond.
Yes, yeah, that's what we meant. We meant inspired. It's an homage. to MI6 moms, which is what I have decided I will be calling James Bond from now on.
MI6 moms are dead. No one has ever called him that.
And
before.
likely no one will call him after this also.
that's
But
true.
so we got 80s, we got Octopussy, Otto Raja, we got 90s, we got Basha. Then what is next?
So now we are skipping to the 2000s.
Okay.
Back to my man Himesh Reshammiya in the year of our Lord 2007.
It was his first film, right? Aapka Surur?
So Aapka Surur was shot somewhere in Europe.
Germany. Yeah, I remember my wife and I went to watch the film first day, first show.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Are you a Himesh fan?
Okay, so we basically went to see how bad the film would be, and the
Sure.
theater was full.
Oh, and you don't think everyone else was cringe watching?
No, it did very well.
Okay.
Because there were huge Himesh Reshammiya fans, so they
Okay.
obviously came to watch their lord in the movie, and there was a whole bunch of us, like me and my wife, that went to see how bad it was, and that's why it had the biggest opening of all films released till then.
Okay, so confession, I have never watched a Himesh Reshammiya movie and I have no idea what this one is about either.
Okay,
How bad are we talking?
Let me enlighten you.
Okay,
So, as Jimmy said, they shot in Germany.
okay.
That has been mentioned about 100 times in the film itself.
Okay.
Every time Himesh is like, "Where are you?" "I'm in Germany. I'm in Germany." Okay. and the auto connect to this movie is basically so Himesh gets framed for a murder by a
Okay.
guy wearing his face as a mask.
Okay, sorry
Oh,
for
MI.
spoilers. Anybody who
Yeah.
hasn't
I-
watched Aapka Surur in 2020.
I'm not revealing who it is, but Himesh gets framed. And to save Himesh Reshammiya, the auto rickshaw drivers from Mumbai who take their autos and drive all the way to Germany
Oh my god.
and enter the streets of Germany doing wheelies on their autos. Right?
Yeah.
And they're basically there to fight for our man Himesh and be like, we are
Yes.
there to support you,
Yes,
fight
absolutely.
his battles out.
Can I bring it back to Collywood?
Okay,
Of course.
Yeah, one last shout out. 2010s gave us Mari. Mari 1 and 2. Yeah, Dhanush.
Okay then. Okay. So if any film directors are listening to this, we're now in the 2020s and the auto film hasn't been made yet. I have an idea for you. A Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar type movies, but you have a reverse auto race.
Means, sorry?
You
I
drive
can-
the auto in reverse
I
and do a
see.
race. It's not an original idea.
Oh, okay, okay. So,
I saw a video where-
directors who want to explicitly plagiarize slash.
No. This is from
Inspired.
this is from an actual event.
Oh, sorry. If you want to make a biopic,
So there's a reverse driving competition in Sangli in Maharashtra.
okay.
And they drive at full speed and they race by looking over their shoulders.
Oh my god.
That's insane. Are they not allowed to use their rear view mirror?
Correct. No rear view mirrors. The back is made with transparent covers. The drivers have to look back over their shoulder and drive in reverse.
Oof.
Imagine a biopic like Ford v Ferrari titled Bajaj v TVS.
Okay, so speaking of races,
Uh-huh.
do you know how fast the fastest auto in the world has gone?
I know this because I was there when it happened. Was when I was in school and there were no school buses at that time. Jimmy's so old. There were auto rickshaws who did the job. So one day our auto bhaiya was unwell. So his brother came, young chap, was like, I am race driver.
Oh.
I remember he was driving so fast and this was near Sankey Road, okay?
Which has racetrack kind of vibes.
Yeah, it was like gorgeous wide
Jimmy's
roads
time.
and all of that. No, even now. That's
Even
not
it's
changed.
still beautiful. It's just packed.
He was zipping and he took a sharp turn. Three-wheeler hit the edge of the pavement, auto tipped over.
Oh my god, full of children.
Yes. Fortunately, none of us were hurt.
Oof.
And I remember popping my head out to see if the auto was on fire.
Of
Thanks
course.
to movies.
Yeah.
The moment vehicle falls, it has to catch fire. People came, helped us out, and we continued our journey back home.
Okay.
And that's the fastest.
Okay, and so how fast was that?
Very fast.
Okay.
Fast is relative.
Okay. Do you have an answer? Or?
You mean like exact numbers?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Okay,
This
don't
is
know.
a science and reresearch based podcast.
Okay, fine.
It's not vibes based.
Okay, I don't know.
The fastest auto rickshaw, a prototype of it, was at 130.45 kilometers per hour. 130 kilometers. I have never in my car ever touched 120.
But that's because you're driving in Bangalore.
Yeah, this
You-
was a team in Bangkok,
Okay.
2020, just a couple of years ago.
What was it? 130 what?
130.45.
My auto was definitely going faster in my story. I mean, felt like
yeah.
that.
Okay, you win. Well, not you, but the
Auto driver.
driver, Anna's brother.
That's
Yeah.
correct. That's correct. Thank you.
So I have a few more auto records.
Oh,
They all...
let's go.
Okay, super. Longest auto rickshaw ride in the world. I'll take a range. You can give me a range of...
Longest
Longest, yeah, give me the distance.
Okay.
20,000 kilometer.
Oh, very good, but more.
20,000.
More than that.
20 is 20 only, no?
20,
Ah,
yes.
correct, yeah.
20,000. 60,000 kilometer.
No, less than that.
तो 20 और 60 के बीच में.
Why don't I put you guys...
45,000.
Very close. 37,500.
Damn it, I thought we were going to play this game. So it's between 20 and 45, then we come closer.
Oh, do you wanna do-
No, because now we're done. No,
Now you're
37
told, no.
is said already.
Oh, so sad. We can do
You know,
again. They can edit it.
No.
Lying to our listeners like that.
Well, I hope you guys know that podcasts are edited.
No, this is no, never, ever, never. Okay, go on, next.
So
So yeah, tell us about this.
okay, so
37,000.
the journey was completed by two people, two Germans. Oh, Himesh Reshamya, onto something? Two Germans from Bangkok, Susie Bemzel and Daniel Schneider. Okay, so they did Thailand, from Bangkok, Thailand to Eichstätt, Germany between 8th February and 17th December 2005.
There is an Indian auto record as well.
Oh, yeah? What is
yes.
it?
This is 28,000 kilometers
Which is pretty close.
in an electric rickshaw.
Oh,
So it's not
neat.
fossil fuel, it's electric rickshaw. This
lovely.
guy,
Uh-huh.
Jyoti Vignesh, he's from Tamil Nadu but now stays in Bangalore.
Okay.
He came to Bangalore, became a Zumba instructor.
Wow.
Then did 3
Nice.
trips around India on different vehicles, a bike, then a car. And then he said, okay, let me do one in an e-rickshaw. He started in Nammauru, Bengaluru, and went all around. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು that electric ಗಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ it is possible to do long trips, and I spoke to him about it. Jyoti, how long did this trip take you?
This took me 1 week, less than a year.
And you were riding every day of the year.
Yes, there were few days where I didn't ride. Either I was sick or there was a huge span where I had an accident in Chhattisgarh where I couldn't ride for 20 days.
Did something really scary happen to you at any point where you thought, okay, this is it, man, I'm going to die. I'm not going to get away alive from this?
I've already been to Nagaland before, and always it has been a very beautiful experience. And I was just searching around for a hostel where I can sleep the night and go the next day. What happened is, as I was asking around, one person just came and stopped in front of my auto, and he said, okay, I need to talk to you.
Okay.
I said, okay, I thought he was some homestay guy and was going to show me some room. As I followed him into the house next by, 2 people closed the door behind me. I turned around to look at this guy, and he says, why have we come here? I told him I've come here to stay. I'm doing an all-India trip. I'm just going to take a few videos about the locations and nice people here. And I'll go to the next city tomorrow. So he kept asking the same question for almost half an hour. His eyes were red, and I could see that he was a little high.
Okay.
And he said, show me all the documents. Give me your ILP, give me your license, give me everything. Then I got a little wary because I can't give it to random people.
Correct.
I asked him, who? If you are police, show me your ID card. I'll show everything. He put his hand in his pocket and removed a revolver and kept it on my head and said, Ab dikha. This was the first time in my life where a gun was on my head. Like anything could happen at any moment because he was also high. If he was
Right.
sane, rational, we can still talk.
Yeah.
But it's like a ticking bomb. So I told him, I'll show you all the proofs, but not in front of the gun. Then the other 2 said, okay, they laughed. As soon as I said this, gun andar rakho, dikhaunga. So he said, okay, I'll take the gun off. He kept the gun inside. Then I showed him all the proofs. Again, I explained it to him very clearly that I don't even have money for petrol. That's why I'm taking electric auto rickshaw around the world. Then he said, just go off and don't talk about this to anyone.
That was so cool.
Yeah, those stories are just like, wow.
And it's also just so inspiring. I mean, as the movement for electric vehicles in the country increases, no?
Yeah, that's
just to be like reassured that this is not going to stop you. And
That's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking about that first story you told us where the guy was facing problems for those electrical batteries when creating the
Yeah,
first
yeah, Vijay
auto rickshaw.
Kapoor.
Vijay Kapoor. In Delhi, and now look at us, we have electric charging stations everywhere.
Yeah.
Battery swapping stations,
Battery
all of
swapping
that.
stations,
Yeah.
It's so cool.
There's one aspect of auto rickshaws that we haven't discussed yet. It is how auto rickshaws serve as life coaches.
Okay.
right? with all the slogans they have and the life philosophy they have written on them.
Yes.
I've made a note of a few of them. I'm sure you also remember quite a lot of
many.
funny slogans written on auto rickshaws. One of the worst and best ones that I've heard is don't disturb, I am married. I'm already very disturbed.
Can you spell that? Disturb for us?
DISTAB.
I love Atharva picking this up as the only non-married person in this group. He's just like, I know, babe, they're very disturbed.
That's true. Then let's see if I remember this one. Please don't touch my rickshaw. It's married.
Oh, the
Nice.
rickshaws married.
The rickshaws married.
To who?
The driver.
The driver.
See, I always have follow-up questions all the time. No credit unless you're my mother.
I feel like he once tried to say no to his mother to take it on credit, and she was like, "Listen, to anyone else, okay, not to your mother."
I was very impressed by this on the back of an auto because it was long and it was in English. It said, to all couples, if you cry every day in your relationship, sit down, take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I dating a human or an onion? This is therapy. This is therapy.
This is therapy, truly.
I love. Okay, so I have a question. I know we're coming to the end of this podcast. Just to wrap it out. If you had an auto, okay, let's say you owned an auto.
Nice.
What would you do? Atharva?
Kavya, you've hit upon a dream of mine.
Oh, okay.
I you know of my fear of two-wheelers.
Yeah.
An auto feels
Also,
like a
you're not allowed to ride
yes,
them.
I'm also legally not allowed to ride two-wheelers.
Yeah.
An auto feels like one of the best vehicles for me because structurally it's like a two-wheeler. You get the same comfort of riding it as you would a two-wheeler, but it has safety wheels and a much cooler way to show up at a party, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
At 10 p.m. you ride up in an auto and you're the one driving and
Yeah.
you're not at the back of the auto.
Yeah.
I feel would make for a great personal vehicle.
Right.
And would really make me feel like Farah Khan at the end of Om Shanti.
I was just thinking about, oh my God, you read my mind.
Though I've always thought the auto was a perfect family vehicle. If
Okay.
you have like 4 people in the family, 1 in front, 3 at the back, perfect,
Sort.
perfect fit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kavya, for you,
Okay, so-
if you had an auto, what would you?
I know exactly what I want to do. In Islamabad, there's this, it's called the Alif Laila Rickshaw Library, and drives around the city bringing children's books and puzzles and games into low-income neighborhoods. Isn't that so lovely?
Beautiful.
If I had an auto, I would just stuff it with books. Small seat for people to sit and read. And just drive around. I'd be like, pick up a book.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'll have Kannada, Tamil, everything. It would be so sweet.
Beautiful, beautiful.
If you had an auto.
I think I would do food truck. Sorry, food auto, not truck. food auto, and 2 things: biryani and cutlets. It would also be called Ento cutlet.
Aww.
Thank you.
There's a copyright pending on that name. Nobody start Entu Cutlet without us.
That's correct. So yeah, so that's what it would be: biryani and cutlets in our auto.
Sounds amazing.
All right, so that we don't have time for any more. So thank you, my friends, Atharva and Kavya.
That's the thing.
That's the end of our very first and hopefully historic episode of That's the Thing. Many years later, जब हम ढेर सारे awards जीतेंगे, you can say, you know what? I heard that first ever episode. Thank you for being curious and tapping or clicking on our podcast. We will be back with a brand new episode with a brand new object next week, and the promise is that we will come back every week with a new episode. And before we wrap, subscribe to the Radio Azim Premji University YouTube channel on platforms that you listen to your podcasts on: Apple, Spotify, and on socials on Instagram and WhatsApp. Thank you, Atharva. Thank you, Kavya. And thank you, listeners, for choosing to be curious today. Until next week, bye.
You're listening to
आप सुन रहे हैं
You're listening to Insunothar.
നിങ്ങൾ കേൾക്കുന്നത്
ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ರೇ ಕಥಾ ರೇಡಿಯೋ
റേഡിയോ അസീം പ്രേംജി
ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. This non-commercial program is for educational purposes only.